I will talk about marriage here. I will read from the Bible what it says in the Bible about this. I will also tell you a thing Jesus Christ have answered me on a question about marriage. So I will tell you that too. I will explain short here about this, and then I will tell you the thing I heard from Jesus Christ, and then I will read from the Bible. This is the case. Marriage is the only way, if we are going to have a partner who we have sex with. Marriage is the only way, because if we don't get married, we will live in fornication, and that leads to hell. So of course it must be marriage between a man and a woman. In a marriage it's never okay to do a divorce and find someone else, except if the partner have been having sex with someone else. Then it's okay to do a divorce and find someone else. If someone dies, then it's okay for the one who lives to go and find another to marry. And now I will soon read more about this from the Bible, what I just talked about here. But now I will explain what Jesus have. Jesus gave me an answer about the question about marriage. So I will reveal this here too. This is the case. I have been wondering for a long time if two people get married and not live for the Lord. Does that count in the eyes of Jesus Christ? Many people who have been married and have not lived for Jesus Christ, maybe they have got a divorce in their lives, and now they are afraid to give their lives to Jesus Christ because they think that now they must be single, because they have no right to go and marry again. But this is not the case. Because I got an answer in a dream, and in that dream it was two people I know who are married, but in that dream I told one of the persons that you live in fornication. So I understand, because I have prayed a lot and asked Jesus about this, so I understand that Jesus gave me this answer and told me that if we don't live for Jesus Christ, we are not married in the eyes of God. It doesn't count. We still live in fornication. It doesn't matter if we have been married 10 times. It doesn't matter if we have been married more than 10 times. If we don't live for Jesus Christ, it's still fornication. So everyone who gives their lives to Jesus Christ can be with someone. So everyone who gives their lives to Jesus Christ can be with someone. If they are married, then it will start count as a true marriage in the eyes of Jesus Christ. And if they are single, then they can find the right one and marry. When we start to live for Jesus Christ, when we give our lives to Jesus, then it's count as marriage when we are with someone else. So that was just what I wanted to tell you about this, and now I will read from the Bible. I read from Matthew chapter 19 verse 1 to 12. It's about this, it says about divorce. When Jesus had finished saying these things, he left Galilee and went into the region of Judea to the other side of the Jordan. Large crowds followed him, and he healed them there. Some Pharisees came to him to test him. They asked, "Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any and every reason?" "Haven't you heard," he replied, "that at the beginning the Creator made them male and female, and said, for this reason a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, that what God has joined together, let no one separate. Why then, they asked, did Moses command that a man give his wife a certificate of divorce and send her away? Jesus replied, Moses permitted you to divorce your wives because your hearts were hard, but it was not this way from the beginning. I tell you that anyone who divorces his wife except for sexual immorality and marries another woman commits adultery. The disciples said to him, if this is the situation between a husband and a wife, it is better not to marry. Jesus replied, not everyone can accept this word, but only those whom it has been given. For there are eunuchs who were born that way, and there are eunuchs who have been made eunuchs by others. And there are those who choose to live like eunuchs for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. The one who can accept this should accept it.
Here we heard that if someone is married to someone, it's never okay to divorce that person and marry another except for sexual immorality.
And now I read from 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 39. It says, a woman is bound to her husband as long as he lives, but if her husband dies, she is free to marry anyone she wishes, but he must belong to the Lord. So here we have that if someone dies and then it's okay for the person who lives to find another, but he must be a Christian. And in Romans chapter 7 verse 1 to 3 it says, do you not know, brothers and sisters, for I am speaking to those who know the law, that the law has authority over someone only as long as that person lives. For example, by law, a married woman is bound to her husband as long as he is alive. But if her husband dies, she is released from the law that binds her to him. So then, if she has sexual relations with another man while her husband is still alive, she is called an adulteress. But if her husband dies, she is released from that law and is not an adulteress if she marries another man. So here you heard about how it is. Jesus bless you.